Amazing. Okay, let's start this what if. It's me, the guy that talks to his phone. Um, Pre-recorded series for Naruto. I was planning on doing another one, but I don't know. I guess this is a simple idea, but you people can do a lot with one idea that seems very generic, which I can't do that because I'm not trying. I'm not trying to put stress on my mind doing all schoolwork and all that, having a test every freaking day. Yeah, my teacher does that, no joke. If I could pull up the pictures, I'll probably do. No, I'm not gonna show them, but he literally gives us a quiz every day. It's like, read, introducing assignment and quiz. Did I tell you the quiz is like 5% of your grade each? Which that adds up. Like, if you mess up one of these, you'll be set up a whole letter grade. Oh my god. Yeah, that's what my history class is like, and history is much harder whenever you're not in person, because all I did in this class was read the book ahead of everybody, do my work ahead of everybody, and sleep, because I was tired. I slept in this class a lot, and I do not like talking out loud to people, and even though I have a channel that makes me talk to people, but not in face, so I guess it is different. Besides the point. I guess you can tell from the picture, but this would be. Wait, did I say? Oh yeah. What if Naruto had ice release? In this one, let me explain the story or the outcome. So, in this one, Minato would be would be part of this clan's Haku clan, which wait, what is? I don't think they said Haku's last name, and if their clan had a name, give me a second. You know, guys, I was gonna call them the Yuki clan because Google Translator was like, I put in snow and it was the Yuki, and I was like, nah, Google's translator is not right. Then I searched up what Haku's clan's name in it, and it said Yuki. I was like, perfect. And I also threw out an idea for somebody's name, but okay. But yes, he would be born in that clan. So Minato, Yuki, or he probably have a different name, or just Minato. He would be a full-fledged member of that clan, and he would still get together with with Kushina, Uzumaki. So it would all go the same. But with the fourth Hokage being the Yuki clan member, which did give them a lot of fame, you could say, in the village. And same thing would happen with Naruto's birth, with a man so-called name is Madara, or Madara attack controlling the Nine Tails, and all that. And Nine Tails sealed into Naruto. And Naruto family members would have died. In this one, the Yuki family would not be the same as the Hyuga family, but it would be similar. Since the only way you can become a high-ranking clans member is if you're skilled. So that even means if your mother and father are the weakest ones in the clan, if you have skill in their jutsus and strong enough, you would be considered you could be considered a main branch, or they're not branch, a high member. Like how the Saiyans put low class, mid class, and high class. And Naruto would be put down into the bottom class, since his weak ability to control his chakra and the fact that he is the Nine Tails, um, how could you put it? Reincarnation. And they do not know that that's Minato's child. And he would have the black hair like them, with white in it, resembling his father, since he also had the same kind of hair. As he'd be considered a weakling and all that, and a demon, and since he's only half the bloodline, and, and all that. And they considered him the one that killed their new family's heir, since Minato's being declared the next head, because he is the Hokage and the leader of their... But no, not him, but his child, since he still had to be Hokage, if the child was strong enough. Minato did not like his family much, since their way of how they acted towards weaker members. But Naruto would be put in the lower class, which he would still be permitted to live in the areas, but he'll be put on the edge of the town, you'd say their compound. And he would be left there alone. As to honor Minato's sacrifice in the defeat of the Nine Tails, there would be a new festival on Naruto's birthday, which would be known as the Frost Festival, where the members of the clan would make it snow around the Leaf Village for 2 weeks, using their jutsus all together in a circle to activate it. And so Naruto would always spend his birthday alone in the forest, eating some kind of cake that you can get with a ramen he gets from the man at the ramen shop, as he knows him as, or the old man, the nice old man and all that. And he'd spend his birthday there every time it comes around, as he would watch the snow. And as he would grow a little bit older, he would finally, some of the people would start messing with him in the clan. Since the clan heads do not care what happens to him, people would bully him and knock him around. As this would be happening, as somebody would launch an ice attack at him, saying let's just leave him in a crystal. As they would do this, they are a little bit older than Naruto by at least 3 to 2 years. So they are bigger and they are been taught how to use jutsus. But as this would be heading towards Naruto, he would get angry with him seeing the Nine Tails, as he would be crying as the Nine Tails would wrap one of his tails around him, full of chakra, saying just kick their butts. As Naruto would awaken with him breathing out cold air, as he would form ice launching towards them, and it would impale, or wouldn't impale, but it would smash into one, launching him backwards. As Naruto would have ice start forming on him up to his eyes, as his eyes would turn white, which many people know for this being a sign of a very strong member, since they are tales of Minato's white eyes that form whenever he was battling against the current head, which was going to be substituted by Minato. And as people would see sort of a red pupil start coming out, forming the Nine Tails eyes on him. As Naruto would swing at them, punching them, and would take them down, and would freeze part of the forest. As they would run off screaming and carry each other if they're down. As Naruto would pass out, going back to the Nine Tails ceiling. As Naruto would run into the Nine Tails little den, which would be locked behind you could say, it's like a castle dungeon, but it's like an ice castle with the water below them frozen, and a ice collar with chains on it on the Nine Tails neck. As the Nine Tails would yell at what the kid wants, as he would ask if he's the one that helped him back there. And he'd say, I just don't want my host to die. It would be annoying and bothersome if you did, even though I can't die. And he would tell him to leave, about to go force his chakra to push him out. As Naruto would say, thank you for his help, and what is your name? As he would get resemblance or flashes to the Sage's Sixth Path, and he would say, why would a human want to know my name? And he says, where I can thank you. And he'd say, it's Kurama, kid. And so you're gonna leave now? He would say, yes, but I want to return the favor. Telling him to bring his collar next to him. As the Nine Tails get closer with the collar on his neck, up to the gate, as Naruto reached his hand through it, as he'd touch it, and it would cause the ice to disband, canceling out it. Racing the Nine Tails as he would start moving around a little bit more from its chains. Which this was placed in for the Nine Tails not to interfere with Naruto too much. It was like a second backup plan, you could say. So if the Nine Tails get loosely freed, or like Naruto starts using a whole bunch of its chakra, it would cause the Nine Tails chakras to slowly freeze him, and it would kill him. But it would also make the Nine Tail release in a few years and reform. Which this has most of Minato's chakra in it, and Kushina's also a tribute to it. But Naruto would wake up, and he'd start looking around as he would see the forest that he froze, or he would put his hand on a tree and feel that it's almost like completely iced, as everything would break very easily. But you go home, and he'd decide that he would become the strongest member of this clan, and show them that I'm the strongest. And even if I'm not a full-blooded, which he knows this since people talked about in front of him, and other kids bullied him about it. As he would get ready for training, and he'd meet up to the Hokage, saying, old man, you're the Hokage, right? Which means you're strong, and I demand you to train me. Now, he says, quiet down, you're being very loud, and you asked me for training, how about be a little nicer? But if you say so, here's some regular academy, beginning academy stuff. Naruto would take this and run back to his home, carrying all of them, as he'd throw them down and start learning from that day. As he would come back a week later, throwing all the stuff back on the third Hokage's desk. Third Hokage saying, "What are you doing, you brat? You give up already?" As Naruto laughed and said, "No," saying that I already mastered them. And he say, "Are you telling the truth? Show me." As he performed the clone jutsu and the transformation and substitution, with the Nine Tails not allowing his chakra to interfere with Naruto's, which was his setback in the beginning of why the clan members didn't want him around. As he say, "You got anything else?" Which this would surprise the third Hokage, since he just learned most of the stuff in the academy or jutsu wise. Since he knows he can't put him in a gaming squad yet, since he's not as physically strong. As he would tell him to go back and we are gonna train taijutsu with me tomorrow. And skills and other stuff. As he would. Just be waiting. And as Kuroma's thinking in his head that after doing some research, or what I knew from being in Kushina, that stuff that he just learned were all the academy jutsus, so the kid doesn't even know how far he just went in just 2 weeks. That's hilarious. Well, I'll watch him over him as the Ninetales would kind of dip his paw or his nails into the ice, which would crack it into water, which would open up a view of what Naruto's doing. As he would see Naruto starting to form ice in his hand, forming a small blade of some sorts, as it wouldn't be jagged, but it'd be very precise. As it's almost like he's making the object out of ice instead of forming a shape of an object, like most of the other clan members does. As he would take this and would start peeling an apple with it, since it's fine and sharp. And as we're done, he would chop it into pieces. As he would say the kid's doing just fine, as I can see. As the kids started noticing Naruto's being much happier, as they're thinking, what is he doing? That weakling and all that. Since Naruto's been hanging out with the third Hokage more, coming back, let me say you can get a little bit happier. As these kids would be, you could say, the older siblings of the ones that Naruto took down. Since they were Naruto's, I would say 6, whenever the people came after him, or the other kids, so they were 8. I'll say these guys are 10 to 9. As one of them, which would be, I would say the kind of stronger one of them, would put his hands together and would have formed an ice blade, a jagged one. As he says, whenever he comes back, they'll attack. As Naruto would be, I would say he would get his skills up enough that he can jump from building to building now pretty fluently, and not really any mess ups. So he would jump over the main hallway or like house, as you look down, seeing the head's member, woman carrying a baby, which you assume is probably going to be the next head, if he's as strong as his father, which the child's name would be Reggie. And so he would fly downwards, running to the Hokage's tower or a little place. Just getting ready there to train for another day. With this, I'm going to end it off. Goodbye.